Here and speak to everybody because some of you might recognize me from the worship team or choir, and I am much more comfortable singing than speaking in front of the group. But they asked me on Wednesday to share with the choir group a devotion, and I was really reluctant, but I felt a God nudge, and some of you may know what I mean, but just that gentle push. Janel, you should share something. So not wanting to share, but wanting to be obedient to my God, I agreed. And I shared Psalm 116 to start that devotion. And it says, "I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. Because he turned his ear to me, I will call on him as long as I live, or as long as I have breath." And I continued with the devotion by sharing a story of a young girl who was on the brink of suicide. And like the psalmist wrote, God heard her cry for mercy and spoke words of encouragement to her. At a young age, only 12 or 13, she got in with the wrong crowd. Despite growing up in a Christian home, she began making very poor choices. She knew she was heading down a dangerous path, but trapped in a cycle of self-destruction. She couldn't get out of it, and some of this was due to things that had happened to her, things outside of her control. But her poor choices made her situation worse. By age 14, she decided she'd run away. The weight of her mistakes heavy on her shoulders, she thought, if only I could start again, erase the past. So traveling to a strange city, thousands of miles from home, she found a group of other runaways, lost souls trying to figure out life. And here, she felt safe. But with her picture circulating nationwide and on child missing posters, it wasn't long before she was found, or in her words, caught, because she did not want to be found. Taken back home, she was embraced by the same influences she had run from, but now she felt powerless to escape. On a night of reckless partying while driving too fast down a highway, she was thrown from the car, the driver and other passengers, thinking she was dead and scared they might face a DUI, left her on the side of the road for dead. But once again, she was found, this time by a stranger driving by, rushed to the hospital. She was in a coma for 2 weeks, unconscious, unresponsive. Her loved ones hoped and prayed that she would gain consciousness. Miraculously, she did, and was sent back home. After her recovery, and this time with permission, she asked to leave. Believing she could change her future, forget the past, she moved 3 times over the next 3 years. But with each new school, each new city, life did not get better. By grade 12, she was done running, with only 3 months left of her high school year. She sat alone in her apartment. Yes, she knew the past was behind her, but she couldn't escape the regrets, the shame, the depression. They were her constant companions. She had given up all hope of life getting better. Looking out into the dark night from the 21st floor of the apartment, she slid the window open. She pulled herself up on the edge. She didn't see a future. She only saw darkness. She didn't have any hope left. If she pushed, she wouldn't have to run anymore. Her problems would be gone. No more running, no more depression, no more pain. It was a simple thought, really. Not scary. Just push. But in the same moment, out of the darkness, she heard another voice. It was clear, audible, but it told her words that she'd never heard before, words that contradicted everything she'd ever heard or felt. It said, "You are here for a reason. You don't know what it is right now, but you are here for a reason. Pulling yourself back inside, she sat on the floor of the apartment, realizing someone else was in the room with her. Could the God of the universe really care that much about me? She thought. A nobody, a loser, with no hope, no future. That girl was me, lost and broken, but not beyond redemption. I'd like to say my life changed drastically after that moment, but the truth is I struggled with depression for many years after that. But whenever I was alone, whenever I felt worthless, I heard those words echoing in my ear. You are here for a reason. I'm not sure why I felt that God nudge to share my story, but maybe someone here needs to hear that you are here for a reason. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you a future and a hope." Or maybe you're here listening and you have a very tough, troubled kid or even a grandkid. Keep praying for them. Don't stop. I put myself in many dangerous situations, but I am convinced that those prayers are what kept me safe. Thank you.